Big Ten Women's Basketball Media Day continues as we turn our attention to the Indiana Hoosiers, who will have a brand new look this year. Shay, Ciezki, the only returning starter from last year's NCAA tournament team. Bumont returns from an injury that kept her out all of last season. 8 newcomers on the roster for the head coach of the Hoosiers, Teri Moren, who joins us as she gets ready to kick off her 12th season in Bloomington. Coach, it is great to see you. I know you had a very busy summer, so let's start there. Congratulations on winning another gold medal, your 4th straight, either as an assistant or a head coach for Team USA. It is incredible. Yeah. And I know that it was obviously such a meaningful experience. There's so much pride, I can imagine, in coaching Team USA and being asked to do that. But it also takes you away from your team and your job back home. So I'm just curious, how did you navigate, or how do you navigate it? Because it's something you've gotten used to.
Sure. Well, thank you. It's great to be here. Yeah, it's a challenge, but it's an ask that you just cannot turn down, right? To represent, your country and to coach some of the best, players in the country and the world. But how that works is you have to have a tremendous staff at home. And around Indiana, we always talk about it takes a village, right, to help our players and support our players and pour into our players. And so, part of me being able to do that always comes back to just to the tremendous work and workers that I have back in Bloomington.
Well, I just love it because Team USA, they're taking the best coaches, and you have to have results. And you guys have won 20 games for 10 straight years at Indiana, 6 straight NCAA tournaments. For you, what is it? Because that is different personnel, different groups, different everything. And that's the way that college basketball is, certainly, to be able to adjust to each roster. Yeah. For you, what has been the key in all of those different teams to be able to get 20-win seasons?
Well, first of all, you got to have talent. You have, we always talk about the character piece, the high character piece, but you have to have talent, and you have to, invite players in your organization that have won, whether it's at another institution, but certainly in high school. Those are a few things that we look at, but I think the relationship piece is always going to be paramount to what we do at Indiana and how we've been able to sustain the level of success. I think your players have to have buy-in, but you have to have true chemistry. And you can have all the talent in the world, but your locker room is a place where that's where the good stuff happens, right? When you have all those players that are in alignment with what the goals are, what the standards are, and they're speaking the same language. The messaging is always the same. You're going to have tough moments. You're going to have tough practices. You're going to have great practices. You're going to have tough games and great games. But how can we stick together throughout all of that? And I certainly think it starts with leadership inside that locker room, and being able to, again, the messaging and what we're saying to one another and how we bounce back and how we, turn whatever happened that day, the next day is the most important day.
You were such a dangerous team last year because of the way you shot the ball from 3. You had higher percentage of points from deep than any other team in the Big Ten. And you can knock off anybody when you can fill it up like that. What will this year's team be like in terms of shooting the basketball, or where are the strengths of this roster? Well,
I still feel like we do have the strengths of being able to shoot it at a high level beyond the arc. I think for us it's just anytime that you bring together pieces and players that just haven't had the experience of playing with one another, it's going to take some time to do that. So I think we're certainly believe in our talent. I believe in our players. All of them are have a skill set that we would not have brought to Indiana if they couldn't help us win games. And so we will always attempt and want to be deadly behind the arc, but I certainly am a coach that still believes in balance. And so you have to have somebody that's going to anchor, whether it's on the defensive side of the ball or inside with great post play, and then sprinkle those guys on the outside with not just skill of getting to the basket, attacking the glass, but also being able to knock down that open 3.
One of those 8 newcomers that we're talking about, Zania Soka-Newman, a UCLA transfer who you actually got to know even better because she was with you in the Czech Republic and winning that gold medal. You originally recruited her to IU. She is now here. So eventually she got to where you think she was supposed to be. But what does she bring? What did you learn about her getting to coach her this summer?
Well, one of the things that I love about Z is she is one of the most coachable kids that I was had on that team. in the Czech Republic. Anything that you asked her to do, she was going to do. And if that was to come off the bench and be a rebounder, if it was come off the bench and be a threat on the inside, if it was just to talk, right? Be a great communicator while you're out there. And now that we got her back in Bloomington, and I even get to be around her more, just her coachability is off the charts. I mean, whatever you ask Z to do, she's going to do it, and she's going to do it at the highest level. That's why I'm so excited about having her as one of our, not just our players, but an inside presence that we're going to rely on. We're going to count on her. But she has been a joy to coach. She wants to get it right. She's a pleaser. She wants to help in any way she can for us to be successful. But, in terms of her coachability, 10 out of 10 every day.
I always think of, for true basketball fans, that Indiana's like, the homeland.
Right.
You see what the Indiana Fever have done and all the fan support and all that.
Right.
And for the Hoosiers, what you guys have been able to do. How do you describe what it's like and the passion for the game of basketball in the state of Indiana?
Well, I think you hit it. The word is passion. We're the most passionate fans. What we've been able to, do in Bloomington, and for me to be able to sit and kind of have watched it grow in terms of our fan base and the energy level that's in Simon Scott Assembly Hall night in and night out. It's something that we speak to in the recruiting process, but I can tell you our kids love playing in the hall. It's their favorite place, should be their favorite place, but it is their favorite place because of the crowds, right? Because of the fans. We have intelligent fans, we have great fans, and they'll come from not just Bloomington. We have a great community, but Indianapolis, Evansville, the surrounding states that want to see high-level, basketball. We play in such a great conference as well, right? The Big Ten, there's nothing better. And so, we are excited about, having, our attendance has been in the top 10 for the last several years. Our success, a lot of it has to do with those players, but you can't not mention the fans that are in there night in and night out. They do get us to the finish line.
Well, and it's one thing that when they're coming to you at Assembly Hall, and it's one of the most special places to watch any sporting event, but you guys have a new Hoosier Hysteria format this year where you took the game to yes, to where the students are. It sounds like from outside the bars on Kirkwood was where this Hoosier Hysteria. How did it go?
It was interesting because I've gone into my 12th season, and this is the first time we did take it outside to Kirkwood, where we wanted to engage with our not just our fans but also the students, and it was a beautiful night in Bloomington. And again, a night filled with so much energy and passion for Indiana, and oh, by the way, the Cubs won that night too. So there was, there was an excitement level. I think when Sid Parrish and I were talking to the crowd, and the Cubs went behind us in the bar, and you can imagine, the noise level. But it was a great night for Indiana. It's a great night for our fans to meet both our men's team and our women's team, and it's something that I don't know if we'll continue to do it. It was a nice break from what we've been able to do, but I would say this, that the fans that don't normally have the opportunity to be in Simon Scott Assembly Hall, that is the one night when we have Hoosier Hysteria that they can actually be in the hall, which I think is super special.
Yeah,
it's great.
No, I love that. Well, and you mentioned Sid Parrish. She's now our colleague,
yeah,
so
what a star.
we are looking forward to that. Yes,
another
we have
star,
another star
in a different way.
Yes,
yeah, right.
exactly. Looking forward to working with her. Teri, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for the time, and best of luck this season. So much to look forward to with this Indiana Hoosier squad as we take a look at some of the notable games coming up. Non-conference highlights include a mid-November trip to Florida State, Thanksgiving in Fort Myers for a tournament matchup with Gonzaga, then the Big Ten road slate, no joke, trips to Maryland, Ohio State, USC, UCLA. For more on the Hoosiers, let's kick it back over to Mike and Christy, guys.
Well, we've got Lene Bumont and Shay Ciezki here, but I want to start off by asking the most important question. When did your head coach join a biker gang? Leather jacket representing. How about Teri?
She definitely has some fashion, more than us, we always say, more than us.
Yeah, she definitely knows how to dress, but I was not aware she was a part of a biker gang.
We'll talk to her about that the next time, for sure. There's so much to get to with you two. I want to start with this, Lene. It was knee surgery last December, right? I want to know how your recovery is going, but I also want to tell you, everyone I've talked to in your program is like, look out for Lene this year.
Well, thank you. I've never felt better, honestly. It's a miracle that, I wake up every day, no pain, ready to go and ready to practice. It's been a great experience. The first couple weeks were hard. Just you forget that you're able to play basketball, which is a blessing. But now I'm in a really good spot. I'm ready to go.
And compare that to your freshman year. You played 30 games that season.
Yeah.
So what did you glean from yourself because of that experience, and how are you carrying that forward into this healthy season?
Yeah, I think I just have a whole new perspective. Any opportunity you get to play the game you love, it's a great opportunity. So my freshman year, I had some limited minutes, but I felt like I took advantage of those in any way that I could. And now knowing that, whatever opportunity I get this year, I'm ready to attack it.
And Shay, you knocked in 47 triples last year, shot 46% from the floor. Different squad around you, though, this year as the only returning starter. What has that felt like in practice for you, and how does that change what you like to do, especially from beyond the arc?
Yeah, not much has changed. Yes, we do have a new squad, but I think we gelled so well in the summer, and it feels like we've been playing for years together, which is such a cool feeling. But, regards to my game, it's not going to change too much. I'm definitely going to lean into more my facilitator role for sure, and kind of just do my part to help the team out as much as I can.
And I don't know if it was causation or correlation, but it felt like last year when your team was hitting threes, you won. And when you guys were pulled from teams,
Math
you
was
lost.
mathing.
So the million-dollar question is, how can you make sure you're making more threes this upcoming season as a team?
Yeah, Coach reloaded with a great roster. We have a lot of three-point shooters now. Just off of my head, our freshman Maya and Phoenix from Arkansas, two just great outside shooters that are going to help us a lot. But yeah, we're not shying away from any threes this year.
With Maya, she's 35th best freshman coming into Indiana. And what advice have you given her to be able to be organic with it, not force those three-point opportunities, knowing that the team wants to do that? But how are you trying to help her along in that way?
Yeah, I think just trying to instill confidence in her every single day. Whether she makes or misses in the practices, I try to go up to her all the time and be like, hey, those are shots we want for us. Let those go. And so speaking for both our freshmen, they've been from the jump ready to go and attack the whole thing. They don't play like normal freshmen, so we're super excited for them.
Let me ask you about high school senior year, Lene. State title game goes to overtime.
Man.
And then another overtime.
Yeah.
What do you remember about that?
I mean, first of all, that was probably one of the longest games I've ever been a part of. And I'm like, I don't know. First of all, I want to win, but is this game ever going to end? That was such a cool experience. I still look back on it and I'm like, damn, that's a game we should have won. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't have changed it. Great teammates, great people. I had a great experience, but I wish I had a ring right now. So.
Yeah. 28 points for you, by the way, in that
thank
state
you.
title game performance. Before we let you go, who's more irrational, crazy person, Lene watching the Bears or Shay watching the Bills?
Oh, man.
I feel like I could answer this one. Probably me with my Buffalo Bills.
Most definitely.
I'm a diehard Bills fan to the core. I actually just tried to convert her from
good
the
luck.
Bears
It's crazy.
to the Bills, and I think it's been working out.
It's kind of It's hard.
It's
when
working out?
Okay, well,
It is working out. I don't know if you guys
I
seen
love my
our man
Bears,
in charge,
but-
Josh Allen, recently, but
Yeah.
I've heard of him.
yeah, man of the people. But
like you said, the Bears
Yeah.
are struggling some days. I like to win.
you can hop on the bandwagon.
You're a quitter, Beaumont.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Shay.
what you are.
win.
Weak-willed
That's messed up.
quitter. How dare you? Shay and Lene, thanks so much.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
Looking forward to watching you both.